अद्भुत श्रृंगार ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तानुप्रिया केशवरेखा नरहरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय भक्त प्रहलाद लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की जय भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्री वृंदाय जय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति कर देवी सत्यवते नमो नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाहो अभिलाषी ये तुम्हार शरण लो तार वांछा पूर्ण हो कृपा कोरि कर तारे वृंदावन वासी मोरा प्रिया विलास कुंजे दियोवास नयने हेरि गो सदा युगल रूपराशि निवेदन धरो सखेरनुगत करो सेवाधिकार दिए करो निज दासी दीन कृष्ण दासी कोय प्रिय मोरा होय श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेम सदाय नासी यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्म हत्यादिकानि च तानि तानि नश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे वृन्दाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्तिप्रदेवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः जगदेव तुलसीनारायण पिताय श्री भगवान
Should I continue from yesterday?
Yeah. Put a ribbon there, no?
Gurman, louder.
No, you put a ribbon there, no?
Where the ribbon?
Yeah, yes, yes. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 8, verse number 139. Thus there is another nature which is superior to material nature. The word bhava or svabhava refers to nature. The spiritual nature is eternal, and even when all the material universes are destroyed, the planets in the spiritual world abide. They remain exactly as the spirit soul remains even after the annihilation of the material body. That spiritual world is called aprakruta, anti-material world. In this transcendental spiritual world or universe, the highest planetary system is known as Goloka Vrindavan. That is the abode of Lord Krishna himself, who is all spiritual. Krishna is known there as Aprakruta Madana. The name Madana refers to Cupid, but Krishna is the spiritual Madana. His body is not material like the body of Cupid in this material universe. Krishna's body is all spiritual, Sachidananda Vigraha. Therefore, he is called Aprakrita Madana. He is also known as Manmatha Madana, which means that he is attractive even to Cupid. Sometimes Krishna's activities and attractive features are misinterpreted by gross materialists who accuse him of being immoral because he danced with the gopis. But such an accusation results from not knowing that Krishna is beyond this material world. His body is Sachidananda Vigraha, completely spiritual. There is no material contamination in his body, and one should not consider his body a lump of flesh and bones. The Mayavadi philosophers conceive of Krishna's body as material, and this is an abominable, grossly materialistic concept. Just as Krishna is completely spiritual, the gopis are also spiritual, and this is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, chapter 537 verse. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitavis Kavirya Eva Nidhirupataya Kalama Goloka Eva Nivasatya Kalatma Bhanto Govinda Madhipurjam Tamaham Bhajan. I worship Govinda, the primary. He resides in who resembles his own spiritual figure and who embodies the ecstatic potency, Nadini. Their companions are her confidantes, who embody extensions of her bodily form and who are imbued and permeated with ever blissful spiritual rasa. The gopis are also of the same spiritual quality, Nijarupataya, because they are expansions of Krishna's pleasure potency. Neither Krishna nor the gopis have anything to do with lumps of matter or material conception. In the material world, the living entity is encased within a material body, and due to ignorance, he thinks that he is the body. Therefore, here the enjoyment of lusty desires between male and female is all material. One cannot compare the lusty desires of a materialistic man to the transcendental lusty desires of Krishna. Unless one is advanced in spiritual science, he cannot understand the lusty desires between Krishna and the gopis. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the lusty desire of the gopis is compared to gold. The lusty desires of a materialistic man, on the other hand, are compared to iron. At no stage can iron and gold be equated. The living entities, moving and non-moving, are part and parcel of Krishna. Therefore, they originally have the same kind of lusty desire as his. But when this lusty desire is expressed through matter, it is abominable. When a living entity is spiritually advanced and liberated from material bondage, he can understand Krishna in truth, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.9. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yogeti tattvataha chakva deham punarjanma neiti mamiti sorjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. When one can understand the body of Krishna as well as the Lord's lusty desires, one is immediately liberated. A conditioned soul encased within the material body cannot understand Krishna, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.3. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatamati siddhanam kaschid mam vetti tattvataha. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Indicates liberated from material conditioning can one understand Krishna. When one can understand Krishna as he is, Tattvataha, one actually lives in the spiritual world, although apparently living within the material body. This technical science can be understood when one is actually spiritually advanced. In his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.187, Srila Rupa Goswami says, Ihayasya haredasye karmana manasagira nikhalashvapi avasthashu jivan tasa uchyate. When a person in this material world desires only to serve Krishna with love and devotion, he is liberated, even though functioning within this material world. As the Bhagavad Gita 14.26 confirms, Mam cha yogya vicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatityaikam brahma bhuyaya prapate. One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. Simply by engaging in the loving service of the Lord, one can attain liberation. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 18.54, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na Shochati na Kamshati. A person who is highly advanced in spiritual knowledge and who has attained the Brahma Bhuta stage neither laments nor hankers for anything material. That is the stage of spiritual realization. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura considers the Brahmabhuta stage in two divisions, Swarupagata and Vastugata. One who has understood Krishna in truth but is still maintaining some material connection is known to be situated in his Swarupa, his original consciousness. When that original consciousness is completely spiritual, it is called Krishna consciousness. One who lives in such consciousness is actually living in Vrindavan. He may live anywhere, material location does not matter. When by the grace of Krishna one thus advances, he becomes completely uncontaminated by the material body and mind, and at the same time actually lives in Vrindavan. That stage is called Vastugata. One should execute his spiritual activities in the Swarupagata stage of consciousness. He should also chant the Chinmay Gayatri, the spiritual mantras Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Kleem Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijan Vallabhaya Swaha, and Kleem Kamadevaya Vidmahe Pushpa Banaya Dhimahi Tanno Ananga Prachodaya. These are Kama Bija mantras. One should be initiated by a bona fide spiritual master and worship Krishna with these transcendental mantras, as explained by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in the previous verse and the current verse. Vrindavane Aprakruta Navina Madana Kama Gayatri Kama Vijay Yantra Upasana Purusha Yoshi Kivas Pavaraja Nivana Sarva Chitta Karshaka Sakshat Manmada Madana. Person who is properly purified and initiated by the spiritual master worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna by chanting this mantra, the Kama Gayatri with the Kama Bija. As the Bhagavad Gita 18.65 confirms, one should engage in transcendental worship in order to be fit for being attracted by Krishna, the all-attractive. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhya jivanam namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosime. Always think of me and become my devotee. Worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Since every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna, Krishna is naturally attractive. Due to the material covering, one's attraction for Krishna is checked. One is not usually attracted by Krishna in the material world, but as soon as one is liberated from material conditioning, he is naturally attracted. Therefore, it is said in this verse, Sarva Chitta Karshaka. Everyone is naturally attracted by Krishna. This attraction is within everyone's heart, and when the heart is cleansed, the attraction is manifested. Cheto Darpanamachanam Bhaumaha Davagni Nija. Text 140. Tasam Adina Bhutchauri Smayamana Mukhamida Pitambara Dhari Sakshan Vanmadhavan Madha. Translation. When Krishna left the Rasalila dance, the gopis became very morose, and when they were grieving, Krishna reappeared dressed in yellow garments, wearing a flower garland and smiling. He was attractive even to people. In this way, Krishna appeared among the gopis. Purport. This verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.32.2. Text 141. Nana Bhaktera Rasamrita Nana Vidhaya Sei Savarasamritera Vishaya Ashraya. Translation. Each and every devotee type of transcendental, but in all transcendental relationships, the devotee is the worshipper, Ashraya, and Krishna is the object of worship, Vishaya. Text 142. Akhilasamritamurti Prasramara Ruchiruddha Taraka Palai Kalitashyam Vanto Radha Preyan Vidurjayati. Translation. Let Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, be glorified. By virtue of his expanding attractive features, he subjugated the gopis named Taraka and Pali and absorbed the minds of Shama and Lalita. He is the most attractive lover of Srimati Radharani and is the reservoir of pleasure for devotees in all transcendental mellows. Purport. Everyone has a particular transcendental mellow by which he loves and serves Krishna. Krishna is the most attractive feature for every kind of devotee. He is therefore called Akhila Rasamrita Murti, the transcendental form of attraction for all kinds of devotees, whether the devotee being Shantarasa, Dasyarasa, Satyarasa, Vatsalyarasa, or Madhuryarasa. This is the opening verse of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Srila Rupa Goswami. Shringara Raja Maya Murti Dhara Ata Eva Atma Parayanta Sarva Chittahara Translation. Krishna is all attractive for devotees in all mellows because he is the personification of the conjugal mellow. Krishna is attractive not only to all the devotees but to himself as well. Text 144. Vishvesham anuranjaneena janayan anandam indivara shreni syamala komale upanayan anangotsavam स्वच्छंदम व्रजसुंदरीभिः अभिता प्रत्यंगम आलिंगितः श्रृंगार सखी मूर्तिमान इव मधो मुग्धो हरिक्रीडति. My dear friends, translation. My dear friends, just see how Sri Krishna is enjoying the season of spring. With the gopis embracing each of his limbs, he is like amorous love personified. With his transcendental pastimes, he enlivens all the gopis and the entire creation. With his soft bluish black arms and legs, which resemble blue lotus flowers, he has created a festival for people. Purport. This is a verse from Gita Govinda 11. Text 1 for Lakshmikantai avatare rahare mana Lakshmi adi janera kare akarshana. Translation. He also attracts Narayana, who is the incarnation of Sankarsana and the husband of the goddess of fortune. He attracts not only Narayana but also all women headed by the goddess of fortune, the consort of Narayana. Text 146. Vidatmaja mevayor vidrukshuna mayo panita bhuvidharma guttaye kalavati nava avane Bharasuran Atveva Bhuyas Twarayetam Antime. Translation. Addressing Krishna and Arjuna, Lord Mahavishnu, the Mahapurusha said, I wanted to see both of you, and therefore I have brought the sons of Brahmana here. Both of you have appeared in the material world to re-establish religious principles, and you have both appeared here with all your potencies. After killing all the demons, please quickly return to the spiritual world. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 18th chapter, 58th verse. Concerning Krishna's endeavor to take Arjuna beyond the material universe, when Arjuna was searching for the sons of Brahmana, Lord Mahavishnu, who is situated beyond this material world, was also attracted by the bodily features of Krishna. Mahavishnu had actually stolen the sons of Brahmana in Dwaraka so that Krishna and Arjuna would come visit him. This verse is quoted to show that Krishna is so attractive that he attracts Mahavishnu. Text 147. Kasyanubhavosya nadeda vidmahe tavange sparashadhikaraha yadvanchaya shri lalanarcha tapo vihaya kaman suchiram dhrutabrata. Translation. O Lord, we do not know how the serpent Kaliya attained such an opportunity to be touched by the dust of your lotus feet. For this end, the goddess of fortune performed austerities for centuries, giving up all the desires and observing austere vows. Indeed, we do not know how the serpent Kaliya got such an opportunity. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 16th chapter, 36th verse, was spoken by the wives of Kaliya serpent. 148. Apana apanichahe karite alingana. Translation. Lord Krishna's sweetness is so attractive that it steals away his own mind. Thus, even he wants to embrace himself. Text 149. Aparikalita purvakaschamakkarakari spurati mama gariyan eshamadurya puraha ayam aham apiham taprekshayam lubdhacheta sa rabhasam upabhoktum kamaye radikeva. Translation. Upon seeing his own reflection in a visible pillar of his Dwaraka palace, Krishna desired to embrace it, saying, Alas, I have never seen such a person before. Who is he? Just by seeing him, I have become eager to embrace him, exactly like Srimati Radharani. Purport. This is a verse from Sri Rupa Goswami's Lalita Madhava, 8th chapter, 34th verse. Text 150. Eita samkshepe kahila Krishnera swarupa eve samkshepe kahishuna radha tattvarupa. Translation. Sri Ramananda Raya then said, I have thus briefly explained the original form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now let me describe the position of Srimati Radharani. Text 151. कृष्णेर अनंत शक्ति ताटे तिन प्रधान चित्शक्ति माया शक्ति जीव शक्ति नाम. Translation: Krishna has unlimited potencies which can be divided into three main parts. These are the spiritual potency, the material potency, and the marginal potency, which is known as the living entity. Text 152. Antaranga Bahiranga Tatastha Kaiye Are Antaranga Swarupa Shakti Savara Upare. Translation: in other words, these are all potencies of God, internal, external, and marginal. But the internal potency is the Lord's personal energy and stands over the other two. Text 153. Vishnu Shakti Paraptokta Kshetrajnakya Tatha Para Avidya Karma Samnaya Tritiya Shakti Ishyate. Translation: the potency of Lord Vishnu living entity actually belongs to that superior energy. But there is another energy called the material energy, and this third energy is full of ignorance. Purport: this is a quotation from the Vishnu Purana, 6 chapters 7 to 61st verse. Satchidanand, text 154. Satchidanandamaya Krishnera Swarupa Atha Eva Swarupa Shakti Haya Tina Rupa. Translation: originally, Lord Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha, the transcendental form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. Therefore, his personal potency, the internal potency, has three different forms. Text 155. Anandamshe Hladini Sadamshe Sandhini Chidamshe Samvit Yare Gnanakari Mani. Translation: Hladini is his aspect of bliss, Sandhini of eternal existence, and Samvit of cognizance, which is also accepted as knowledge. Text 156. Ahladini Sandhini Samvit Vai Eka Sarva Samshaye Lada Tapa Kari Mishra Vai No Gunavarjite. Translation: my dear Lord, you are the transcendental reservoir of all transcendental qualities. Your pleasure potency, existence potency, and knowledge potency are actually all one in spiritual potency. The conditioned soul, although actually spiritual, sometimes experiences pleasure, sometimes pain, and sometimes a mixture of pain and pleasure. This is due to his being touched by matter. But because you are above all material qualities, these are not found in you. Your superior spiritual potency is completely transcendental, and for you there is no such thing as relative pleasure, pleasure mixed with pain, or pain itself. Purport: this is a quotation from Vishnu Purana, 1.12.69. Krishna ke hlade kate naam hladini se shakti dware sukha aswade apani. Translation: the potency called Ahladini gives Krishna transcendental pleasure. Through this pleasure potency, Krishna personally tastes all spiritual pleasure. Text 158. Sukha Rupa Krishna Kare Sukha Aswadana Bhakta Gane Sukha Dite Ahladini Karana. Lord Krishna, released by his pure devotee, is also manifested by his pleasure potency. Text 159. Ahladinira Sara Ansha Tara Prema Nama Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Premera Akhyana. Translation: the most essential part of this pleasure potency is love of Godhead, Prema. Consequently, the explanation of love of Godhead is also a transcendental mellow, full of pleasure. Text 160. Premera Paramasara Mahabhavajani Say Mahabhava Rupa Radha Thakurani. Translation: the essential part of love of Godhead is called Mahabhava, the transcendental ecstasy, and that ecstasy is represented by Srimati Radharani. Text 161. Tayor Uhayor Madhye Radhika Sarvadhanavika Mahabhavasvarupam Gunai Ativariyasi. Translation: among the gopis of Vrindavan, Srimati Radharani and another gopi are considered chief. But when we compare the gopis, it appears that Srimati Radharani is most important because her real feature expresses the highest ecstasy of love. The ecstasy of love experienced by the other gopis cannot be compared to that of Srimati Radharani. Purport: this is a quotation from Sri Rupa Goswami's Ujjvala Nilamani, 4.3. Text 162. Premera Swarupa Deha Prema Vibhavita Krishnera Preyasi Shrestha Jagade Vidita. Translation. The body of Srimati Radharani is a veritable transformation of Krishna. She is the dearmost friend of Krishna and this is known throughout the world. Text 163. आनंद चिन्मय रस प्रतिभाविताभिस्ताभिर एव निरूपतया कलाभि गोलोक एव निवसत्य अखिलात्मभूतो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. Translation. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who resides in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha, who resembles his own spiritual figure and who embodies the ecstatic potency, Aladini. Their companions are confidantes, who embody extension and who are imbued with spiritual rasa. Purport. This is a quotation from the Brahma Samhita 5.37. Text 164. Sei Mahabhava Haya Chintamani Sara Krishna Vancha Purna Kare Ei Karyatamra. Translation. That supreme ecstasy of Srimati Radharani is the essence of spiritual life. Our only business is to fulfill all the desires of Krishna. Text 165. Mahabhava Chintamani Radhara Swarupa Lalita Sakhi Tangra Kaya Vyuha Rupa. Translation. Srimati Radharani is the topmost spiritual gem and the other gopis, Lalita and Vishaka and so on, are expansions of our spiritual body. Text 166. Radha Prati Krishna Sneha Sugandhi Udvartana Tate Ati Sugandhi Deha Ujjvala Varna. Translation. Srimati Radharani's transcendental body is brilliant in luster and full of all transcendental fragrances. Lord Krishna's affection for her is like a perfumed massage. Purport. Sugandhi Udvartana refers to a paste made of several perfumes and fragrant oils. This paste is massaged all over the body and in this way the body's dirt and perspiration are removed. Srimati Radharani's body is automatically perfumed, but when her body is massaged with the scented paste of Lord Krishna's affection, her entire body is doubly perfumed and made brilliant and lustrous. This is the beginning of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's description of Srimati Radharani's transcendental body. This description, found in verses 165 to 181, is based on a book by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami known as Premam Bhojan Maranda. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's translation of the original Sanskrit reads as follows. The love of the gopis for Krishna is full of transcendental ecstasy. It appears to be a brilliant jewel, and enlightened by such a transcendental jewel, Radharani's body is further perfumed and decorated with kumkuma. In the morning, her body is bathed in the nectar of compassion, and in the afternoon in the nectar of youth, and in the evening in the nectar of luster itself. In this way, the bathing is performed, and her body becomes as brilliant as a Chintamani jewel. She is dressed in various kinds of silken garments, one of which is her natural shyness. Her beauty and more enhanced with the red kumkuma of beauty itself and the blackish musk of conjugal love. Thus, her body is decorated with the different colors. Her ornaments embody the natural symptoms of ecstasy: trembling, tears, jubilation, stunning, perspiration, faltering of the voice, bodily redness, madness, and dullness. In this way, her entire body is bedecked with these 9 different jewels. Over and above this, the beauty of her body is enhanced by her transcendental qualities, which constitute the flower garland hanging on her body. The ecstasy of love for Krishna is known as Dhira and Adhira, sober and restless. Such ecstasy constitutes the covering of Srimati Radharani's body, and it is adorned by camphor. Her transcendental anger towards Krishna is embodied as the arrangement of the hair on her head, and the tilaka of her great fortune shines on her beautiful forehead. Srimati Radharani's earrings are the holy names of Krishna, as well as the hearing of his name and fame. Her lips are always reddish due to the beetle nut of ecstatic affection for Krishna. The black ointment around her eyes is her tricky behavior with Krishna, brought about by love. Her joking with Krishna and gentle smiling constitute the camphor with which she is perfumed. She sleeps in her room with the aroma of pride, and when she lies down in her bed, the transcendental variety of her loving ecstasies is like a jeweled locket in the midst of her necklace of separation. Her transcendental breasts are covered by her sari in the form of affection and anger towards Krishna. She has a string instrument known as Kachapi Veena, which is the fame and fortune that actually dries up the faces and breasts of the other gopis. She always keeps her hands on the shoulder of her gopi friend, who represents her youthful beauty. And although she is highly qualified with so many spiritual assets, she is nonetheless affected by the cupid known as Krishna. Thus she is defeated. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami offers his respectful obeisances to Srimati Radharani, taking a straw in his mouth. Indeed, he prays, O Gandharvika Srimati Radharani, just as Lord Krishna never rejects a surrendered soul, please don't reject me. This is a summary translation of the Prema Moja Maranda, which Kaviraj Goswami quotes. Text 167. Karunyamrita Dharaya Snana Madhyama. Translation. Srimati Radharani takes her first bath in the shower of nectar of compassion, and she takes her second bath in the nectar of youth. Purport. Srimati Radharani first smears her body with the paste of affection for Krishna. She then takes her bath in the water of mercy. After passing the Pauganda age from 5 to 10 years, Srimati Radharani first appears as mercy. The second bath is taken at noon in the water of Tarunyamrita, or the nectar of youth. This is the actual expression of her new youthfulness. Text 168. Lavanyamrita dharaya taduparisnana nijalajjal shyama pattashati paridhana. Translation. After her midday bath, Radharani takes another bath in the nectar of her bodily luster, and she puts on the garments of shyness, which is her black silk saree. Purport. Over and above the other baths, the bath taken in the afternoon is the nectar of full beauty. This nectar represents the personal qualities of beauty and wisdom. Thus, there are 3 baths in different kinds of water. Radharani then puts on 2 garments, a lower and an upper garment. The upper garment is pinkish, and her affection and attraction for Krishna, and the lower garment, a blackish silk saree, is her shyness. Text 169. Krishnanuraga Dvitiya Arunavasana Pranayamana Kanchulikaya Vaksha Achadana. Translation. Srimati Radharani's affection for Krishna is her upper garment, which is pinkish in color. She then covers her breast with another garment composed of affection and anger towards Krishna. Text 170. Saundarya Kunkuma Sakhi Pranay Chandana Smita Kanti Karpura Tini Angi Vilepana. Translation. Srimati Radharani's personal beauty is a reddish color of kunkuma. Her affection for her associates is sandalwood color, and the sweetness of her smile is camphor. All these combined together are smeared over her body. Text 177. Krishnera Ujvalarasa Mrugamada Dhara Se Mrugamade Vichitra Kalevara. Translation. Conjugal love for Krishna is an abundance of musk, and with that musk her whole body is decorated. Text 172. Prachannamana Vamya Dhamasa Dhira Patavasa. Translation. Happiness and covered anger constitute the arrangement of her hair. The quality of anger due to jealousy is a silk garment covering her body. Text 173. Raga Kambula Rage Adhara Ujjvala Prema Kautilya Netra Yuvaleka Jala. Translation. Her attachment for Krishna is a reddish color and color of bitterness on her brilliant lips. Her double dealings in loving affairs constitute the black ornament around her eyes. Text 174. Suddipta Satvika Bhava Harshadi Sanchari Kesava Bhava Bhushana Sabha Ange Dhari. Translation. The ornaments decorating her body are the blazing ecstasies of goodness and the constantly existing ecstasies headed by the jubilation. All these ecstasies have the ornaments all over her body. Text 175. Kila Kinchidadi Bhava Vimshati Bhushana Gunashreni Pushpamala Sarvange Purita. Translation. Also ornamenting her body are the 20 kinds of ecstatic symptoms beginning with Kila Kinchita. Her transcendental qualities constitute the flower garland hanging in fullness over her body. Purport. The 20 different moods headed by Kila Kinchita are described as follows. First, in connection with the body, there are Bhava, ecstasy, Hava, gestures, and Hela, negligence. And in relation to the self, there are Shobha, beauty, Kanti, luster, Deepti, brilliance, Madhurya, sweetness, Pragalbhata, impudence, Audarya, magnanimity, and Dhairya, patience. And in relation to nature, there are Leela, pastimes, Vilasa, enjoyment, Vichiti, breaking off, and Vibhrama, puzzlement. There are no English equivalent for the words Kilakinchita, Mottayita and Kuttamita. Kuttamita. Srimati Radharani's flower garment consists of her qualities and is divided into mental, verbal and bodily parts. Her attitude of forgiveness and mercy is all mental. Her talks, which are very pleasing to the ear, are verbal. The bodily qualities are age, beauty, luster and grace. Text 176. Tilaka Charla Vaichitya Ratna Hridayata Tarala. Translation. The Tilaka of good fortune is on her beautiful broad forehead. Her various loving affairs are a gem and her heart is a locket. Text 177. Madhyavayasa Sakhi Skandhe Karanyasa Krishna Lila Manovritti Sati Asha Pasha. Translation. Srimati Radharani's Gopi friends are her mental activities, which are concentrated on the pastimes of Sri Krishna. She keeps her hand on the shoulder of a friend who represents youth. Purport. Radharani's 8 companions, Ashtasakhi, are different varieties of pleasure connected with the pastimes of Krishna. Following those pastimes of Sri Krishna are other activities which are represented by the assistants of the gopis. Text 178. Nijanga Saurabhalaye Garva Prayanka Tate Vasi Ache Sada Chinte Krishna Sangha. Translation. Srimati Radharani's bedstead is pride itself, and it is situated in the abode of her bodily aroma. She is always seated there thinking of Krishna's association. Text 179. Krishna Nama Gunayasha Avatam Sakani Krishna Nama Gunayasha Pravaha Vachane. Translation. Srimati Radharani's earrings are the name, fame and qualities of Lord Krishna. The glories of Lord Krishna's name, fame and qualities are always inundating her speech. Text 180. Krishna ke karaya syamara samadhana nirantar purna kare Krishnera sarva kama. Translation. Srimati Radharani induces Krishna to drink the honey of the conjugal relationship. She is therefore engaged in satisfying all the little desires of Krishna. Text 181. Krishnera Vishuddha Prema Ratnera Akara Anupama Gunagana Purna Kalevara. Translation. Srimati Radharani is a mind filled with valuable jewels of love for Krishna. Her transcendental body is complete with unparalleled spiritual qualities. Text 182. Ka Krishnasya Pranayajani Bhus Srimati Radhikaika Kasya Preyasi Anupama Guna Radhikaikana Janya Jai Keshe Drishitaralata Mancha Putyai Prabhavati Hare Radhikaikana Chanya. Translation. If one asks about the origin of love of Krishna, the answer is that the origin is in Srimati Radharani alone, who is the most dear friend of Krishna. The answer again is Srimati Radharani alone, no one else. Srimati Radharani's hair is very curly, her two eyes are always moving to and fro, and her breasts are firm. Since all transcendental qualities are manifested in Srimati Radharani, she alone is able to fulfill all the desires of Krishna, no one else. Purport. This is a quotation from Sri Govinda Leelamrita 11.122 by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. It is a verse in the form of questions and answers describing the glories of Srimati Radharani. Text 183 to 184. Yanga Saubhagya Gunavanche Satyabhama Yanga Thani Kala Vilase Shikhe Brajarama Yanga Saundaryadi Gunavanche Lakshmi Parvati Yanga Pativrata Dharma Vanche Arundhati. Translation. Even Satyabhama, one of the twins of Sri Krishna, desires the fortunate position and excellent quality of Srimati Radharani. All the gopis learn the art of dressing from Srimati Radharani, and even the goddess of fortune Lakshmi and the wife of Lord Shiva, Parvati, desire her beauty and qualities. Indeed, Arundhati, the celebrated chaste wife of Vashishta, also wants to imitate the chastity and religious principles of Srimati Radharani. Text 185. Yanga Sadguna Ganane Krishnana Paya Para Tanga Guna Ganave Hemane Jiva Chara. Translation. Even Lord Krishna himself cannot reach the limit of transcendental qualities of Srimati Radharani. How then can an insignificant living entity count him? Text 186. Prabhu kahe Janilin Krishna Radha Prema Tatva Shunite chahiye vinhara vilasamatva. Translation. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "Now I have come to understand the truth of the loving affairs between Radha and Krishna. Nonetheless, I still want to hear how both of them gloriously enjoy such love." Text 187. Krishna Dhira Krida Yahara Charita. Translation. Rai Ramananda replied, "Lord Krishna is the Dhira Lalita, for he can always keep his girlfriends in a subjugated state. Thus his only business is enjoying sense gratification." First, we should always remember that Krishna's sense gratification is never to be compared to the sense gratification of the material world. As we have already explained, Krishna's sense gratification is just like gold. The perverted reflection of that sense gratification found in the material world is just like iron. The purport is that Krishna is not impersonal. He has all the desires that are manifested in the perverted reflection within this material world. However, the qualities are different. One is spiritual and the other is material. Just as there is a difference between life and death, there is a difference between spiritual sense gratification and material sense gratification. Text 188. Vidagdho navatarunyah parihasa visharadha nischinto dhira lalita syapraya preyasi vashaha. Translation. A person who is very cunning and always youthful, expert in joking and without anxiety, and who can keep his girlfriends always subjugated is called dhira lalita. Perfect. This verse is from the Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu 2.1.230. Text 189. Ratri dina kunje krida kare radha sange kaishora vayasa sakala kaila krida range. Translation. Day and night, Lord Sri Krishna enjoys the company of Srimati Radharani in the bushes of Vrindavan. Thus his pre-youthful age is fulfilled through his affairs with Srimati Radharani. Text 190. Vacha suchita sarvari ratikala pragal bhayaradikam grida kunchita lochanam virachayam agre sakhinam asau tat vakshoruha chitrake makari panditya param gataha kaishoram safali karoti kalayan kunje viharam harihi. Translation. Thus Lord Sri Krishna spoke of the sexual activities of the previous night. In this way, he made Srimati Radharani close her eyes out of kindness. Taking this opportunity, Sri Krishna painted various types of dolphins on her breast. Thus he became a very expert artist for all the gopis. During such pastime, enjoyed the fulfillment. But this quotation is also found in the Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu 2.1.119. Text 191. Prabhu kahe eho haya आगे कहा आरा राय कहे इहावै बुद्धि गति नाहि आरा. Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "This is all right, but please continue." At that time, Rai Ramananda replied, "I don't think my intelligence goes beyond this." Text 190. Yeva prema vilasa vivatta ekahaya taha shunito mara sukhaya kinahaya. Translation. Rai Ramananda then informed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that there was another topic known as Prema Vilasa Vivatta. "You may hear of this from me," Ramananda Rai said, "but I do not know whether you will be happy with it or not." Purport. These statements are set forth for our understanding. According to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrita Pravaha Bhashya, in essence, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Ramananda Raya, "My dear Ramananda, the explanation you have given about the goal of life and the pastimes of Srimati Radharani and Krishna is certainly the truth. Although this is factual, you can continue telling me more if there is anything more to say." In reply, Ramananda Raya said, "I do not think I have anything to say beyond this, but there is a topic known as Prema Vilasa Vivatta, which I may explain to you. I do not know whether it will bring you happiness or not." Text 193. Etabali apanakrita gita ekagahila preme prabhu swahaste tanga mukha achadila. Translation. Saying this, Ramananda Raya began to sing a song he had composed, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, out of the ecstasy of love of Godhead, immediately covered Ramananda's mouth with his own hand. Purport. The topics that are about to be discussed between Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Raya cannot be understood by a materialist poet, nor by intelligence or material perception. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura states that the spiritual mellow can be realized only when one is situated on the transcendental platform beyond the material stage of goodness. That platform is called Vishuddha Sattva. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabdidam. A realization of the Vishuddha Sattva platform is beyond the pale of the material world and is not pursued by bodily sense or mental speculation. Our relation with the gross world is spiritual understanding. Since the intelligence and mind are material, the loving effects of Sri Radha and Krishna are beyond their perception. Sarvopadi vinimuktam tatparatvena nirmalam. When we are free from all material designations and our senses are completely purified by the bhakti process, we can understand the sense activities of the absolute truth. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. The spiritual senses are beyond the material senses. A materialist can think only of the negation of material variety. He cannot understand spiritual variety. He thinks that spiritual variety simply contradicts material variety and is a negation of void. But such conceptions cannot even reach the precincts of spiritual realization. The wonderful activities of the gross body and subtle mind are always imperfect. They are below the degree of spiritual understanding and are ephemeral. The spiritual mellow is eternally wonderful and described as Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukta, that is complete, perfectly pure, and eternally liberated from all material conceptions. When we are unable to fulfill our material desires, there is certainly sorrow and confusion. This may be described as vivarta. But in spiritual life, there is no sorrow, inebriety, or imperfection. Sri Ramananda Raya was expert in realizing the spiritual activities of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. And Ramananda's spiritual experience was placed before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as he inquired whether the Lord approved his realization of spiritual truth. There are 3 books prominent in this connection. One was written by Bhaktadasa Baula and is called Vivarta Vilasa. Another was compiled by Jagadananda Pandita and is called Prema Vivarta. Sri Ramananda Raya's book is called Prema Vilasa Vivarta. The Vivarta Vilasa by Bhaktadasa Baula is completely different from the other 2 books. Sometimes a university student or professor tries to study these transcendental literatures and attempts to put forth a critical analysis from the mundane view, with an end to receiving degrees like a PhD. Such realization is certainly different from that of Ramananda Raya. If one actually wants to take a PhD degree from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and be approved by Ramananda Raya, he must first become free from all material designations. Sarvopadi vinimuktam tattatvena nirman. Identifies with understand these talks between Sri Ramananda Raya and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Man-made religious scriptures and transcendental philosophical talks are quite different. Indeed, there is a gulf of difference between the 2. This subject matter has been very diligently described by Sriman Madhacharya. Material philosophers are situated in the material conception of life. They are unable to realize the spiritual Prema Vilasa Vivarta. They cannot accommodate an elephant upon a dish. Similarly, modern speculators cannot capture the spiritual elephant within their limited conception. It is just like a frog trying to measure the Atlantic Ocean by imagining the so much of larger than its well. Materialistic philosophers and philosophers cannot understand the past between Ramananda Raya and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu concerning the pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna. The only tendency of impersonalists or practitioners and viewers is to take the platform of impersonalism. They cannot understand the spiritual value of things. Consequently, when Ramananda Raya attempted to sing his own verses, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped him by covering his mouth with his own hand. Text 194. Padilegi Raga Nama Sange Deva Anati Navadna Avadi Nagela Na Korama Romaramana Naha Hamaramani Dumni Manamani Bhavat Peshalajani Esaki Se Sabaprema Tahini Kami Hani Kahvi Vichuru Lagani Na Kondaluan Duti Na Kondalun An Dunmuke Dimilani Madhyata Panchavana Avasori Viranga Manapurudi Supurkha Premati Aichaniriti. Translation. Alas, before we met, there was an initial attachment between us brought about by an exchange of glances. In this way, attachment evolved. That attachment has gradually grown, and there is no limit to it. Now that attachment has become a natural sequence between ourselves, it is not that it is due to Krishna, the enjoyer, nor is it due to me, for I am the enjoyer. It is not like that. This attachment was made possible by mutual meeting. This mutual exchange of attraction is known as Manobhava or Cupid. Krishna's mind and my mind have merged together. Now, during this time of separation, it is very difficult to might have forgotten all these things. We can understand and bring this message in. But during our first meeting, there was no messenger between us, nor did I request anyone to see him. Indeed, Cupid's five arrows were ours via media. Now, during this separation, that attraction has increased to another ecstatic state. My dear friend, please act as a messenger on my behalf. Because if one is in love with a beautiful person, this is the consequence. Further, these verses were originally composed and sung by Ramananda Raya himself. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur suggests that during the time of conjugal enjoyment, the attachment might be compared to Cupid himself. However, during the period of separation, Cupid becomes a messenger of highly elevated love. This is called Prema Vilasa Vivarta. When there is separation, conjugal enjoyment itself acts like a messenger, and that messenger was addressed by Srimati Radharani as friend. The essence of this transaction is that the transcendental loving affairs are relishable during separation. The essence of this transaction is that transcendental loving affairs are as relishable during separation as during conjugal enjoyment. When Srimati Radharani was fully absorbed in love of Krishna, she mistook a black Kamala tree for Krishna and embraced it. Such a mistake is called Prema Vilasa Vivarta. Text 195. राधाय भवतस्त्वजपिनी स्वेदैर्विलाप्य क्रमात् युञ्जन् अद्रिनिकुञ्जकुञ्जरपते निर्भूतभेदभ्रमम् चित्राय स्वयम् अन्वरञ्जयत् इह ब्रह्माण्डहर्मयोदरे भूयोभिर्नवरागहिञ्जराधै शृङ्गारकारुकृति. Translation. O my Lord, you live in the forest of Govardhana Hills and like the king of elephants. You are expert in the art of conjugal love. O Master of the universe, your heart and Srimati Radharani's heart are just like shellac and are now melted in your spiritual perspiration. Therefore, one can no longer distinguish between you and Srimati Radharani. Now you have mixed your newly invoked affection, which is like vermilion, with your melted hearts. And for the benefit of the whole world, you have painted both your hearts red within this great palace of the universe. Purport. This where Ramananda Raya is in 14.150. Text 196. Prabhu kahe sadhya vastura avadiye ye haya tomara prasade iha janili janidu nischaya. Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu confirmed these verses recited by Sri Ramananda Raya, saying, "This is the limit of the goal of human life. Only by your mercy have I come to understand it conclusively." Text 197. Prasadhavastu sadhana vinu kena nahipaya kripa karikaha raya pavara upaya. Translation. The goal of life cannot be achieved unless one practices the process. Now, being merciful upon me, please explain the means by which this goal can be attained. Text 198. Raya kahe yehi kahavo se kahivani ki kahiye bhalamanda kichu na jani. Translation. Sri Ramananda Raya replied, "I do not know what I am saying, but you have made me speak what I have spoken. Be it good or bad. I am simply repeating that message." Text 199. Vibhuvanamati aise haya pondhira yeto maramaye nate ha ive pasthira. Translation. Within these three worlds, who is so undisturbed that he can remain steady as you manipulate your different energies? Text 200. Mora mukhe vaktatumi tumihao shrota apanyata rahasya shuna sadhani rakatha. Translation. Actually, you are speaking through my mouth and at the same time you are listening. This is very mysterious. Anyway, kindly hear the explanation of the process by which the goal can be attained. Purport. Srila Sanatana Goswami has advised us to hear about Krishna from a Vaishnava. He has explicitly forbidden us to hear from an Avaishnava. Avaishnava koti kirnam putam harikatamritam shravannaiva kartavyam masakotishtam yathapayaha. Quoting from Padma Purana, Srila Sanatana Goswami warns that One should not hear anything about Krishna from an Avaishnava. However, a great many touched by the similarly, talks about Krishna given by an Vaishnava are also poisonous. However, because the Vaishnava surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his talks are all spiritually potent. In the Bhagavad Gita 10.8, the Supreme Lord says, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami vidyogam tam yenamam upayantite. To those who are constantly devoted to worshipping me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Before Vaishnava speaks, he speaks perfectly. How is this? His speech is managed by Krishna himself from within the heart. Sri Ramananda Raya accepts this benediction from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, he admits that whatever he was speaking was not derived from his own intelligence. Rather, everything was coming from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. According to Bhagavad Gita 15 chapter 15 verse, Sarvasajaham Mriti Sannivishto Mattasmite Jnanamopohanam Sa Vedescha Sarvairahameva Vedyo Vedanta Kridveda Videva Chaham. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of the Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. All intelligence emanates from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the super soul within the heart of everyone. Non-devotees want to ask the Supreme Lord for sense gratification. Therefore, non-devotees come under the influence of Maya, the illusory energy. A devotee, however, is directed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and comes under the influence of Yoga Maya. Consequently, there is a gulf of difference between the statements made by a devotee and those made by a non-devotee. Text 201. Radha Krishnera Leela E Ati Gudatara Dasya Vatsalyadi Bhavena Haya Gochara. Translation. The pastimes of Radha and Krishna are very confidential. They cannot be understood through the mellows of servitude, fraternity, or parental affection. Text 202. Saba Eka Sakhi Hanera Ihana Vikara Sakhi Haiteya Ihana Vistara. Translation. Actually, only the gopis have the right to appreciate these pastimes, and only from them can these pastimes be expanded. Text 203. Sakhi Vina E Leela Pushtana Haya. Translation. Without the gopis, these pastimes between Radha and Krishna cannot be nourished. Only by their cooperation are such pastimes broadcast. It is their business to taste the mellows. Text 204 to 205. Sakhi Vina E Leelaya Anyera Nahigati Sakhi Bhave Ye Tande Kare Anugati Radha Krishna Sindhu Seva Sadhya Sevaya Se Sadhya Paite Arana Hika Upaya. Translation. Without the help of the gopis, one cannot enter into these pastimes. Only one who worships the Lord in the ecstasy of the gopis, following in their footsteps, can engage in the service of Shri Radha Krishna, Krishna of Vrindavan. Only then can one understand the conjugal love between Radha and Krishna. There is no other procedure for understanding. Purport. The means for returning home, for going back to Godhead, is devotional service. But everyone has a different taste in the Lord's service. One may be inclined to serve the Lord in servitude, Dasya Rasa, fraternity, Sakya Rasa, or paternal love, or parental love, Vatsalya Rasa. But none of these can enable one to enter into service of the Lord in conjugal love. To attain such service, one has to follow in the footsteps of the gopis in the ecstasy of Sakhi Bhava. Then only can one understand the transcendental mellow of conjugal love. In the Ujjvala Nilamani, Srila Rupa Goswami advises, Prema Lila Viharana Samyak Vistharika Sati Vishrambharatna Peticha. One who expands the conjugal love of Krishna and his enjoyment among the gopis is called Sakhi. Such a person is a confidential gopi in the conjugal affairs. Such assistants are like jewels in the form of Krishna's comperantes. The actual business of the Sakhis is described thus in Ujjwal Nilamani. Vitha Prema Gunokiti Stayor Asaktikarita Abhisaro Dvayor Eva Sakhya Krishne Samarpanam Narmashvana Nepathyam Hridayodghataparatam Chidra Samvritir Etasya Pati Adhe Parivanchana Shiksha Sangamam Kale Sevanam Vyajana Dikhi Upara तथा नायिका प्राण संरक्ष प्रायतनाया प्रयत्नाद्या Saki Priya. In the conjugal pastimes of Krishna, Krishna is the hero, Nayaka, and Radhika is the heroine, Nayika. The first business of the gopis is to chant the glories of both the hero and the heroine. Their second business is to gradually create a situation in which the hero may be attracted to the heroine and vice versa. Their third business is to induce both of them to approach each other. Their fourth business is to surrender unto Krishna. The fifth is to create a jovial atmosphere. The sixth to give them assurance to enjoy their pastimes. The seventh to dress and decorate both hero and heroine. The eighth to show expertise in expressing their desires. The ninth to conceal the faults of the heroine. The 10th to cheat their respective husbands and relatives. The 11th to educate. The 12th to enable both the hero and heroine to meet at the proper time. The 13th to fan the hero and heroine. The 14th to sometimes reproach the hero and heroine. The 15th to set conversation in motion. And the 16th to protect the heroine by various means.
Go on to the altar.
ऊपर जाएंगे
लीजिए आरती। कृपा करी कारा तारे गोपाल कृष्ण वासुदेव। हरे कृष्ण। से मिला सो। जय गुरु परंपरा की जय। श्री कृष्ण बलराम दोनों भैया की जय। 9 लाख जय। हरिनगर की जय। वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। कुर्मा भगवान की जय। उग्र नरसिंह देव भगवान की जय। जय धन्वंतरी भगवान की जय। कृष्ण बलराम की जय। दामोदर शिला की जय। जय हो नरसिंह देव की जय।